The most knockouts ever in one single UFC fight happened this weekend, and it happened in just 2 rounds between Steven Nguyen and Mohammed Yahya. Did the fight get stopped too late? Why I don't think so in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum.
Alright, you probably have seen it by now. I think it was the second fight of the prelims this weekend, UFC Abu Dhabi. Steven Nguyen fought the local guy, Mohammed Yahya. And yeah, it sparked quite a lot of controversy online. My English is broken right now.
English, change your language.
Nguyen landed 7 knockdowns on his opponent. 7 in just 2 rounds, which is nuts. If you watch the UFC, this is nuts. I think in boxing, there's even a rule where after 3 or 4 knockdowns, the fight is over automatically, or 3 in 1 round, something like that. And a lot of people online were saying like, yeah, the fight was stopped way too late. Jason Herzog, who was the referee, who's a veteran referee, in my opinion, one of the best, should be fired, whatever, this and that. And I was like, guys, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Let's look into it. So I gotta say, I hope the video does not get banned or something, because the UFC is pretty harsh sometimes with this, but I'll try to skip through it to show you the knockdown. So the first knockdown happened pretty early here, as you see. You see? I have to show you like this, guys. I'm sorry, otherwise the UFC will block it immediately. First knockdown happened immediately in the beginning, but Yahya got up immediately again. Here you see 5 seconds later, he's already trying to wrestle, and now he's up again, right? So he was down real quick, got up again. That was just 1 shot that he ate. It's not like he ate 10 shots or something. Then here, the other knockdown happens. You see here, I can't show you too much, but he was knocked down again, but got up real quick. You see, I'm trying to move forward with the 5-second thing, and like this is 5 seconds. You see, 5, 5. And he was already up again. You couldn't even really see a knockdown because the fight, like, he got knocked down and immediately got up again. That's just his chin that is pretty weak in this moment, but it's not like he's taking a ton of damage. That was a second knockdown. I hope I don't miss the third one. All right, it continues. Was that one? No, I don't think so. All right. Here, another knockdown. In this one, I thought it's gonna end, but Nguyen had such weak ground and pound. Honestly, he really needs to work on his ground and pound. He could have finished it here easily, but somehow Yahya worked his way up again. So he's up again. You see, here he's standing, 3-minute mark. Here is already up again, like less than 15 seconds between the shot landing and him being completely up again, right? So he was down not for long. Again, third knockdown, right? Now fight continues. This is another knockdown, right? He comes in with a knee and gets countered with an overhand. Of course, it's a knockdown, but it's also your balance that you lose there. Because when you come in like that, I don't know if you can see, you come in like that with a forward movement and your body being a little bit to the back, and you get hit, you obviously fall. You lose your balance. I don't say he was not knocked down, but still, it's also a lot of a balance issue here with him falling, obviously. And here, again, up. Like, it's so quick. He just gets knocked down. Like, he probably just sees a little blitz in his eye, and then he immediately gets up again. It's not like he gets hit and it's like, oh my god, where am I? And he's laying on the floor and just seeing stars. Like, it's like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And then he gets up again. You know what I mean? Oh shit. UFC, don't ban me. Didn't want to press play. I really have to do it like this. The UFC is so sensitive. So yeah, that was the 4th knockdown already, right? Or am I tripping? I hope I'm not missing any knockdown. Here was another knockdown. Knockdown number 5, right? Another knockdown. He gets up again. Wait, what happened here? How did he get down again? Did he get knocked down again? Come on. This sucks. I know he goes for a takedown. Okay. So we're still at knockdown number 5, right? Oh, not number 6 happened in the first round as well? Why did I think... One of them was not ruled a knockdown, because there were 2 more in the second round, as far as I know. I think this was the one where I thought the fight could be stopped, because that's like the 5th or 6th knockdown in 1 round, even though, as I said, there were quick knockdowns. He did not take It's not like he got beat up like crazy the whole time and after taking 50 more punches, he got knocked down. You know what I mean? But I think this was the one where I thought, I'm not sure, maybe it was in the second round. There was one knockdown where I thought, okay, now you can end it. But yeah, he's still responsive, he still stands. The doctor even checked in on him. It's all good, right? Fight continues. He gets knocked down again. Is this the one? Maybe this was the one. I'm not, because I can't click on play, I can't really watch it, right? But there was one of those knockdowns where he got knocked down bad. No, I don't think it was this one. He got knocked down bad, and then Nguyen landed like 2 more punches or something that looked really bad, even an elbow, I think, or something like that. But it was at the end of the round, either end of round 1 or end of round 2, and Herzog did not do anything. But here as well, he's defending, he's not taking much damage. Nguyen did not really land much ground and pound in this whole fight. And he's just being defensive responsive here, he's recovering. Yahya on the ground here is recovering, he's like just trying to hold on. He's not taking much damage here. You see that now he tried to go for the arm triangle. It's not like he's getting like the life beat out of him here. Of course, he took a serious ton of damage, and I would have not been pissed if Herzog stopped it at the end of the first round there with the last knockdown. I would have not been pissed, but he does not need to stop it because Yahya is still fighting back. Somewhere here he even dropped Nguyen. I don't know if it already happened. Somewhere here, Yahya literally freaking like hurt Nguyen bad. Nguyen was on chicken legs for a couple seconds. Like he was still in that fight, he was still throwing hard, right? And somewhere around here, like his eye is just too swollen up now. And this is also what ended the fight. I think it was this one. No. This one, I think it was. This knockdown here. Was it this one? Either this one or the one in the first round, where he really landed some good ground and pound. I think it was the one in the first round where Nguyen really landed some good ground and pound on Yahya when he knocked him down. That's where I thought the fight could have been stopped at the end of the first round. And here the fight just got stopped because he couldn't see out of his eye anymore, right? But what you have to see is, and what I'm trying to tell you with that reaction as well, with that video, is that, look, here's the thing, you guys. This is MMA, first of all. You're not watching golfing, you're not watching football, whatever. You're watching MMA. The goal in MMA is to knock each other out, submit each other, or beat each other up for 3 rounds and win by decision. That is the goal of MMA. It's not like, oh my god, he got hit. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing of it, about it, right? Getting hit. Some people have weaker chins where they just fall down quicker. Some people have stronger chins. That does not mean that because if your chin is stronger and you can absorb more punches, that has a less effect on your brain. If you think that, you're just stupid. Because getting hit is never good for your brain. The more hits you take, the worse it is for your brain. It's better for your brain to get knocked out in the first round with an overhand right, like Bryce Mitchell did against, even though that was a bad knockout, but against Josh Emmett, then getting beat up for 5. I think Calvin Kattar against Max Holloway took more damage than Mitchell took against Josh Emmett. The worst thing that can happen to you is getting beat up over and over and over again, getting rocked over and over and over again, but not getting knocked out. And just taking so many punches that, yeah, that's what's taking the most years out of your life or from your life. And don't get me wrong, this was very unhealthy for Yahya. This is very unhealthy, and it will probably impact his lifespan in a way. Yeah, of course. But that's MMA. Like, that's the sport you are choosing to watch, right? And as I said, you could have stopped that fight, don't get me wrong. But I don't think Herzog was wrong for not stopping it, unless that one scene in the end of the first round, because Yahya was just getting dropped by every punch that he took, but he always got up again immediately. He was always still in the fight. He was never on wobbly legs, like, and could barely move anymore. 2 fights that are much worse than this is Darren Nguyen against, what's his face, Phil Hawes. Watch the fight. Darren Nguyen, or Darren, however you say it, Darren Nguyen against Phil Hawes. Rewatch that fight. He took way more damage than Yahya here. Way more damage. He just did not go down, right? And Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar. He took way more damage. He absorbed the record amount of strikes ever. I did not see too many comments there about why was the fight not stopped, because Kattar somehow just did not fall. Yeah, okay, that's not helping you though. And you even saw the CT scans of Yahya. Nothing is broken. His face is fine. It's just swelling. Nothing is broken. Of course, his brain is probably not the happiest today, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, of course, the fight could have been stopped, but it was not a bad decision of Herzog to not stop it, because the fighters want to go out on their shields. If he would have stopped it, Yahya would have come out online and be like, why did you stop that fight? I was still in it. You saw the other 3 times that I got knocked down. I got up immediately. I was still in that fight. This and that. I even rocked him and all of that. Like, you can never, as a referee, you will always make the wrong decisions for someone, right? And most fighters tell the referee in the back of the arena before the fight, hey, if I get knocked down, don't stop the fight until I'm out. Let me go out on my shield. I do not want the fight to get stopped unless I am knocked out. Many fighters tell it to the referee backstage, because the referee and the fighters always have a dialogue backstage before the fight, where the referee comes into the locker room and tells the fighter, hey, these are the rules, that's what I'm looking for, blah, 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 this and that. Most fighters tell it to the ref. Don't forget that. So just because you sit at home and you think, oh no, that must hurt, stop the fight. Like, those are fighters. They are built different, right? And I'm 100% sure that Yahya is happy that the fight did not get stopped. And he's probably pissed that the fight got stopped because of his eye. He probably would have fought with his eye as well, which I do think is good that the fight got stopped there, but you get what I'm trying to say. This is my take on this whole situation. What is yours? Write in the comments, you guys. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, would appreciate that. Become a member, check out the links in the bio, all the good stuff. The merch as well, check it out, you guys. Stay bloody, and until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.